Okay, so I'm in the median here on 19, and if you look at Joe's place, the stuff is under this big tree. You cannot see anything from the main road. It literally just looks like grass. Even still here, this is a sidewalk that runs down the front. Even from the sidewalk, it really just looks like grass.
But they had the access to.
Have you been to any like city council meetings?
I tried doing that. If we went to that kind, we didn't go to the meetings. We just had a meeting with a lot of the people when we first started with this, and that's when they told me I'd get rid of the easement if I bought the property and this and that. And I don't know. Maybe I think I have to go somewhere else besides the local municipality to have somebody else to be a mediator in this situation, because I get a little grumpy when I don't understand what the big deal of this is. It's almost like because I said so. You have to do this because I said so.
No.
Have certain rules that they have to follow, but there's also ways to go around certain things. And if they say, you know what, I agree with you, there's really no reason that you can't have this here because it's plants. So why don't you come to the next meeting, we can discuss it and see what we can do for you. They don't do that. They just want to fine. They just want it. They told us,
it's extortion.
They told us when we first got here, we don't like you. You look like, because it's plants, we look weedy. They want blown off clean blacktop. So like Walmart, it's just you park and you go inside the building, so everything is blown off blacktop. But
yeah,
that's not good for the environment anyways. You know, we're better for the environment. I mean, it's an older building. They don't want the building here no more. I don't know if it's the fact that there's a vacant lot on this side of me. There's a lot on the other side that they've kind of just put a lien on the guy after, but they did demolish his building because he didn't get an attorney fast enough, or the right attorney, to hold his building, because they did it for beautification. They didn't like the looks of his building, so they had it demolished. So now there's a vacant lot on both sides of me. Maybe somebody wants the property, but if somebody wants the property, come make me an offer. I can move a little bit. I mean, my business can be almost anywhere. The only reason we're overstocked right now is because of COVID. I mean, that's why we're overstocked.
Yeah.
And last year, COVID came through, we exploded. I mean, our business exploded to the point that we couldn't keep up with shipping. Because we couldn't keep up with shipping, we lost 5 of our eBay stores. Our Etsy store shut us down for a little bit. At least they brought us back up. But eBay did not bring us back up. They left us in poor standings because we couldn't ship product fast enough. So we ended up with poor status. So now, instead of selling most of our stuff that we did sell on eBay, we sell 2 orders a month on each of one of our stores. We closed 2 of the stores at this point because it's just not worth having them. We'll probably close 2 more stores this year on eBay. We're working off our Etsy and off our 3 websites in order to stay in business. The problem is because COVID was so big last year with selling plants, we have to make our orders at least a year in advance. All my orders right now are in for 2022. That includes all the way to December 2022. So that's 18 months right now that my orders are in for next year. Where do you go? We don't know what we need to order. We have to guess. And after ordering for COVID, we were trying to make sure that we had product so that we could have our income to stay going and be going. And what happened was, because the government paid so many people now to stay home with unemployment, can't get employees. And it's like that all over the country. Nobody wants to work because they're making more money to sit at home. Instead of the government giving incentives to the businesses that they could have applied right to the actual employee, instead of even giving it to us at that point, they could have given them
a bonus in their check
for every week that they work, for however many hours they work, however they wanted to do it.
Keeping the system going.
Right. Instead, they didn't. They said, let's pay you to stay home instead. And let's pay you for a long time to stay home. Now the law just opened up this week that if you come for a job and I say, no, I don't have any, or I offer you a job and you don't take it, and you leave, I can call you in and say you refuse the job so they can stop unemployment. But really, I don't have time to call and pull all that stuff to say that you didn't want my job that I offered. So that's not worth it in that sense. But what happened is, because there's no employees to do the work, we're having to pull people off the street for day labor. The people that I was talking about a little bit ago. There's no training. You can't train them. I have a couple of shippers. It's mostly me and Jennifer right now that are shipping, because we can't just throw somebody off the street for shipping for packaging. So these people are coming in for planting, and it's easy to show somebody how to plant, moving plants around, whatever, kind of that way. So what happened is, we made all of our orders last year. Now our orders are coming in. I can't cancel. If I cancel my orders, I lose my reputation with my suppliers. And then when I need this stuff later, they say, well, you didn't take the stuff before, so we sold this to somebody else because you weren't taking all your orders.
And then they'll blacklist you because you're costing them money.
Right, they're costing, because they're in the same situation. They're growing as much as they can and they're way behind. Now, I probably could say, hey, can you try to find somebody to take this? But in my end, on my feel of it, that's bad for business. Yeah. So I have to take the orders as they come in and hope that I have people like Lizzie here that comes in and sucks a lot of those deals up. Because right now we're selling the stuff really a lot less money than we were before.
Trying to get it out.
Just to get it out. And it has nothing to do with them coming in here. It has to do with the fact that I got to move the product because it's another load coming in. Now, most of our loads finish this month. Then we have them spaced really thinly for the rest of the year because we had to hit the main season for everybody planting in the north. But we can't just, like I said, we can't just say, you know what, I don't need my 60 trays from you or an 80 trays from you and 30. It's a lot of plants when they come in. It's not just like, it's not $1,000 coming in. It's thousands of dollars that come in every week or every other week that we have to find a way to even pay for it. And we work off of loans to do that, to keep things going. So they're, like I said, beat us up for this. I can't just cancel my orders,
right?
Or I'll be screwed for next year. And I won't have product for the customers. And I can only sell discounted to some degree because there's so much cost factors in it that I can't sell it for less to lose. That'd be stupid on my part. I just have to suck it up and grow it and offer the deals where I can and hope that people follow through. But even I have growers all over the country that I supply, little mom and pops, and they say, well, I'll take some of that off your hands if you can discount it a little bit. But that's not my problem. My problem is shipping. I could discount it, but you've got to come and get it because I can't ship it. I don't have the shippers to do it. I'm barely keep up with our shipping as it is because people just don't want to work. And I know it's happening with a lot of businesses. Some of them won't say anything. They don't, some of the plant places, if you're just, just two people doing it, it's not such a big deal. Yeah. But the larger companies, I'm not a larger company, but I am large enough that we do have an average of 6 to 10 people that can be working here on a given day, can be, but not been that way. And we have 3 locations that we work off of. I have my house around the corner that we'll do some video of some stuff that we have. And then I have another house that I bought with my mother-in-law at the time. Now she lives with us because she's getting a little older. But I still have her lot that's vacant in that we have somebody that's setting that back up so we can move some of this stuff. Yeah. But I have to have somebody watching it. I just can't, and with no employees, I just can't throw it over there.
Yeah.
Somebody has to be there to water it and feed it and make sure that there's no bugs. And but if I just don't get why they are doing what they're doing. It don't make sense to me that this is such a big deal to them that they have to go target the fact that I have plants down my aisle. I have plants on the side of the building. It really doesn't make any sense. I have a very narrow lot, and I just feel they require too much of me to leave open for no reason. Yeah. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there's a reason for it, but I wonder if you could, I mean, it would cost quite a bit of money, but I wonder if you could put lights inside the building and grow stuff inside the building if they'd give you a... Eventually we would do that. We would probably, if we have to replace the roof, we'd probably change it out, especially the warehouse. We'd probably change it out to more of a greenhouse type of atmosphere roof that, maybe something opaque instead of being solid, so that it can let some light in there and then work from that, because then you can grow pothos and stuff in there. And maybe make the other area, the retail area, a indoor plant shop. But it's really big and it's a lot of care to take care of all the plants inside. It's a lot more work than to take a hose. When you can take a hose to something or have the sprinklers on, it's a big difference than having to go around and hand water a bunch of stuff. You'd have to be super, super busy for me to fill my 5,000 square foot retail area with plants. I mean, we just stumbled in here. We weren't in here to build a nursery when we started. My wife and I had just met. She did clothing resales on eBay for White House Black Market stuff, and I was a landscaper, fishing business. I had nursery years ago, but I wasn't back in the nursery business. I had no place to do it. So when we started, we rented here for a year for half of the building, and then we went to the owners and was able to put a deposit down, and they worked with us over the years to do owner financing for the building. So it kind of like stumbled in our lap to be able to have it here. This wasn't probably the most ideal spot for it, but this is a spot we have.
Yeah.
And it's not conducive enough for us to be able to just pack up and go. Not without a decent pretty penny to help pay for everything we've done over here over the years to be able to move it. So, and there's probably over 1 million plants here to move. You know, we're just a small company. People think we're big, but we're really small company. My wife and I just work all the time. So, and everything goes back into the business. If you went to ask me for money right now, needed a chunk of money right now, I don't have it. If you want a chunk of plants, I got a chunk of plants. Everything is in our stuff for what we have going. So to go fight, people say, oh, go take them, you know, to get an attorney and go fight.
That's expensive.
We don't have that, and they have unlimited resources because they're using taxpayer money for their attorneys, and they have the laws. But like I said, I understand there's rules and there's laws, but there's also ways to go around some things, and they're just not willing to help to say this is what you need to do. So you know, maybe just doing a video, I can get this out to some people that can help us a little bit better, to give us some direction rather than just say move your stuff. I mean, I put a post on Facebook and I just get hire an attorney or just talk to them, but they don't want to talk. They have their, you know, they went to college, they went in, they got their jobs, they're code enforcement, they just do whatever they're supposed to do, but there's no way of looking at bending anything or giving us a variance for something. So,
and you said they're going to charge you per day.
I don't know. So now we got charged $500 yesterday. We got cited yesterday because we didn't have it out. Everything moved in 5 days. She asked her for another 24 hours. He said no. Her impression was she has 15 days now to pay the fine and 15 days to finish moving the stuff. But we're not even sure now because that's not what it's written down in the thing. So now they may show back up today with another $500 fine today because we didn't have it out
in
today.
24 hours.
Another 24 hours. So our impression is that we have 15 days, pay the fine and have it cleared to their satisfaction now. And it's not the first time that we get to this point because we've grown. When we first started here, we had 20 plants. I mean, there's a video that we pulled up from 8 years ago that I posted on Facebook the other day that, it was very clean and everything, but we had nothing. We had very little stuff. It was still part of a thrift store from when we were just starting out, and everything was neat and organized, but I wouldn't have these people coming from Philly or New York or Washington or Texas, all over the country to come and buy from us with what we had back then. Now we have people that come here. This lady that's here now, she pays for a hotel, so she's here for a couple days. She'll hit a couple other places while she's here, and those people from New York were here for 3 days. They had to pay for a hotel. So there's stuff being paid for in the area for us being here. We are a benefit. We're not just a nursery out here that locals are coming to visit. We have people from every day. Every day people are coming from all over the place. I said I was on vacation and I told my husband I have to stop here. I have to go there. So, and they just sit in the car. The husband will sit in the car, or he just goes golfing and drops them off. Or they'll spend 3 or 4 or 5 hours here sometimes, just walking around, because there is a lot of stuff to see. Not everything's for sale, but there's a lot of stuff to see, and it is worth the ride to come if you're in the area to come and look at it. So, like I said, we're a benefit to the area. We're not just a nursery for local people. So maybe somebody will see it and be able to help us out a little bit better that is in government and say this is what you need to do. Even if I had to come up with a little bit of money somehow to pay somebody to do whatever, that's fine. I just don't have thousands and thousands of dollars to spend
on an attorney.
To try to get something that is, to me, is, like I said, I say it over and over again. You'll let me plant this stuff just right where it is, but you won't let me have it in the tray. I can argue the point all the way through, and it's still my land.
Yeah, that's what I don't understand. I mean, it's your land. Why can't you?
I mean, I could plant mother plants, and that's what we were going to start to do soon.